Greetings all, Frog here. Let's play GeoGuessr. It is Monday, but we're doing something a little different this Monday. Nighty has put together, for a long time now actually, because this is the 111th rendition of it, a tour of unofficial maps. So these are maps that people have created on GeoGuessr, much like my African Excursions map. And this particular week of the exploration is Detroit. So somebody created a map that is the city limits of Detroit. So we're going to play that challenge today. It is all week though, so if you catch this on a Monday, come over to the GeoGuessr subreddit and check it out all week long because it will be once daily. I believe Monday through Friday, or maybe Sunday through whatever. I don't know. I have no idea how this is. I played the first few and then stopped playing. I probably should pay more attention. But that's what our challenge is going to be today. I'm not going to play all of them on the stream because I'm not going to have it take over. But I figured we'd do the one since this is my old haunt and see what we got. This is a level 3 challenge though, so there's no moving. You can rotate, you can zoom, you can do all that stuff, but there's no actual moving down the streets in this particular edition of the challenge. So here we go. Let's see what we get. We get a relatively empty block, the old duplex homes. Every one of these is a duplex going all the way. Wow, an actual single. Oh, it's for sale. Actually, that might be a duplex. Like this would be up. I don't know. We got some nice. We have the one nice house. All good to go. I mean, think about that. You live in this house, okay? You've got your wash up outside. You can see in the distance there is something, some larger building, school maybe, and then this is your neighbor. You know, you'd rather have this, but you have this instead. Now this person can't have left long ago because this is actually still maintained, unless this guy maintains this as well. But then you look over here, it just goes down and down, and then here, obviously, there's more stuff. Alright, that's a bigger street. This is going to be tough as a level 3 challenge, to be honest with you. Good lord. As a level 2, this is a no-brainer. Goodness. I don't even know. The road is running relatively north-south because the entirety of Detroit is kind of on an angle, but it's running relatively north-south. See what I'm saying? Detroit is basically on an angle. It's not until you get out into the burbs that it snaps into a mostly north-south, and even that's still slightly at an angle. But it could be in any of these neighborhoods. I mean, look it down. These are the buildings that exist on these blocks. This is it. You know what I'm saying? Like, good lord. Not a lot going for you here. It's in Detroit somewhere. Actually, if I was going to guess, I would say this is kind of like... Well, Hamtramck's not part of it. I would guess it's somewhere over here, and like we're looking at like Gratiot, so maybe we're on more in. Probably not, though. There's too much going on over here. Yeah, that can't be it. Well, like maybe we're up here looking down at Warren. It's tough to say. I mean, no, there's too much going on there, too. Yeah, obviously, that's not right. It's a tricky wicket, no matter how you pull it. Plymouth. Alright, so let me talk about whoever this current leader is and help you with Detroit a little bit, because this will help you going forward. This area of Detroit, especially if you zoom in, I know you just randomly did it, but this is actually a well built up area. It's really it's not Detroit. It's basically Dearborn, but it's too built up. So if we're looking at Detroit, you're looking at Detroit kind of ends here and comes up, right? And then actually I think it's Livernois is the border, but it comes up and then goes to wherever the heck Outer Drive is. Outer Drive, and then you could argue that it goes all the way to 8 Mile, which is 102. So it goes up to 8 for a lot of places, comes over, and then comes down, and then around the Grosse Points, to here. So that's what you're looking at. Hamtramck is kind of in here. East Point is over here too somewhere. There it is. East Point does this thing. So Detroit is a little smaller than you think because that was not Detroit. So that'll help you in the future if you're watching this one at all. Now, granted, you got a better score than I did, but there you go. Okay, this is a much better neighborhood. Well maintained. Can't see the road sign in the distance. Looking to see if there's any identifier there. Nope, cannot see that road sign. But it's a full block. It's actually well maintained, good houses. I mean, think about this too. I don't know what neighborhood this is in yet. And maybe East Detroit is part of this, and maybe, well, honestly, East Point wouldn't look like this. Maybe the Grosse Points are part of it. I don't think they are, but maybe. Is this somebody sending me a hidden message? No. Helping me out during the challenge. But if you look at a house like this thing is huge. I mean, look at this. This single-family home, right? Maybe it's $200,000. Depending on the neighborhood again. If this is one of the lesser Grosse Points, if this is like Grosse Point Farms or something, then they're a little bit more money. But if this is actually in Detroit, these houses are cheap. I mean, super cheap. So we're looking at a better maintained neighborhood. So we're like somewhere around Wayne State-ish area. We're looking at like maybe up in this region would be a little bit better. I know I was just in here clicking on bad stuff, but you just go a little bit over. That's the crazy thing about Detroit. Actually, we're probably more in the News Center, Virginia Park kind of area. And then down, when you get really downtown and you get around Ford Field and Comerica and all that business, they don't have the arena in here yet. Am I going insane? I mean, I really shouldn't be wasting time on that, but no, they don't have the arena in here yet. Oh, there it is. It's just not, it doesn't look all nice up yet. I thought it was here, but obviously it's over here. That's a misnomer. It's also the Pistons. So you get down to this area, it's kind of good. Over here is all right. And here is all right. Here is not all right. And around the casino is a little sketchy. But then you get up here, like by Wayne State, you get up to here, and this is kind of okay. I think we're somewhere in Virginia Park. No, absolutely awful. Well, that's another good area, though, too. So there you go. We were on Seminole Street. Wow, because of how small this map is, I'm on the complete other side of it. That's brutal. Embarrassment. Oh, this is the Masonic Temple. Or at least I know where that. At least I know where that is. So that's something. Just getting a nice little look around here. I remember that park. You may wonder about this vacant lot as well, but they use that basically as parking for the Masonic temples. So, what's playing? Zed's Dead, Postmodern, and Gucci Mane. There's also this stage is bigger. Is it bigger than the Fisher, or is the Fisher bigger? I can't remember. One of the two is the bigger stage, and so they're the only things that could do things like Les Mis because the stage is so huge. Second and Grand, isn't it? I don't remember. But we'll find the Masonic Temple. No worries about that. Oh, it's the Fisher that's on Grand. Okay. Masonic then is second and what? Oh, second and Temple. Derp. Obviously. Come here, Temple. I don't remember where Temple Avenue is. Come here, Temple. Alright, it ends at Palmer Park. That's too far up now at this point. Well, no, it's not, but there's no Temple. Come back down to Grand Boulevard. And second, and find Temple. Here, Temple. Where are you? There it is. We're on this part. We're on this part. The Fisher Building, I think, is a larger stage because I remember being farther north on Grand to see Les Mis. And also, the Temple Building is a lot taller. There's a radio tower on top, and I think there are 3 radio stations in the Fisher Building. At least there were when I lived there. Right, it's been a long time. All right, we are at Adams, and it looks like Grand. Heading downtown. Right, look at the architecture in this place. Detroit's a great city, man. We will probably move back there before we die. This is Grand River. We're on Grand River at Adams. Grand River. And then I just gotta remember where the hell Adams is. There it is. Right by the old Republic Diner. We're right on that corner. Let's get a little closer. Slightly off to one side. Well, we got 2 minutes. You know what? Let's take a look. Like, I really want to take you on a tour. That's a Detroit bus, the green and yellow. I'm surprised. I thought smart buses took over everything. Not because it's smart technology, but it stands for something about... I think it's South Michigan Authority Regional Transport, something. I don't remember what it stands for, but I thought that they took over all services in Detroit, but obviously not, because that's a D-Dot bus. Whatever, unless Smart changed their colors, which could be. So what are we looking at down there when we look that way? Michigan Building, yeah. The Leland, interesting. There's just so many good buildings. Architecture is fantastic. Excuse me. So I should have stayed where I first... Whatever. Okay, now we're on a boulevard. It's a lovely house. Yeah, you need an alarm system, though. There's no question about that. Single family home. Probably $160,000. That looks so out of place. Because this is more like what you'd find in the burbs. This is pretty typical suburban Detroit. This is pretty typical downtown Detroit. You gotta remember, Detroit had money. I mean, just a smack ton of money. Before everybody fled. It's a boulevard that then shrinks down to be a single street. If only we could move, how much easier would it be? Okay. I feel like I should just go around naming all these places, so that way when you see them, you know what's going on. For instance, Charlevoix. Charlevoix. Where was DeQuinder? I saw that. I don't remember where that one is. I get confused sometimes, obviously. But DeQuinder is another one. That's weird. There's Gratiot Avenue. No lie, Gratiot Avenue. See, I feel like I'm on Shane Street or maybe on St. Alban. Grand Boulevard is a weird one. Oh, we could be on Grand. Which way are we facing? Facing west? See, Grand Boulevard does this loop thing. It's Grand Boulevard, and it does all of these things. Like, it goes around. So the Grand Boulevard goes east, west, and north, south, depending on where you are. Very weird. I mean, we could literally be right here. But that seems to be too sharp. I'm going to guess it at the moment because we have no time left, but I don't think that's quite correct. But we could be in this neighborhood. Like, this is not an awful neighborhood. It's not a great neighborhood. That's close-ish. It was Chicago? Yeah. Chicago's another weird street. Doesn't this one move too? Yeah, see, Chicago comes through. It sort of disappears. Did they call it all Chicago? Okay, they do call this all Chicago. And then it comes back over here as West Chicago. Interesting. Well, that's the map. Yeah, we didn't do very well at all. Probably 10th or something. 4th out of 4. Solid. Represent my hometown. Oh, that's Killer Mapper's logo. All right. So you can see how we did compared to him. It is unfortunate, you know, we didn't do quite as well as we could, although we got some pretty close ones. These two were pretty close on. He was just a little bit closer on number 4. Had I not moved my marker, it might have been a lot closer, alas. But, you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, as they say. So that's a look at Detroit as an unofficial 3. Obviously, as a 2, we'd get much better scores, but then so would everybody else. So go ahead and take a look at that. That's on the GeoGuessr subreddit, reddit.com/r/GeoGuessr, of course. And it will be playing through the week, but for us, it's just this one episode. I will be playing if you want to compare your scores to mine. I plan to play every day if I remember. So definitely check that out. Thank you so much, Nighty, for curating this, although all he's really doing is selecting a different map and playing a challenge and throwing it up there. Although he's not on here, so maybe he doesn't play his own challenge and he just creates challenge links. I don't know. Regardless, that's how it is. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, click the like button, subscribe to the channel to stay updated. Everything as it happens. And until next time, cheers.